good people? Hello, world. I'd like to welcome y'all back to the show that's hot with your boy Rob Scott. This is Robs2Cents, baby. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody enjoyed their long, extended weekend. Hope everybody enjoyed Turkey Day, spending time with their family and friends and loved ones. Hope you enjoyed the meal that was prepared for you. I know I ate good. You know what I'm saying? Look, I look like a boy that know how to eat good, and your boy ate good. Wife threw down here at the crib, then went over my grandma crib with my sister, my cousin, my mama, all them threw down, and headed to my wife mom's crib where they threw down. I mean, it was just a beautiful weekend. But I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I ain't trying to rip off plies, but if you're still eating leftovers, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Let it go. It'll come right back around during Christmas time, man. But also, what I enjoyed over the Thanksgiving holiday was the amount of games that were played. I mean, we're talking from the NFL to NCAA to the NBA. I mean, we saw some great games being played all weekend. We gonna dive into all that, man. So, as I always say, man, kick your feet up, get your favorite beverage, get you something to chill with, and tune in for the hottest sports conversation in the nation. This is Robs2Cents. Y'all should already know where I'm gonna start off at first. You should know where I'm gonna start at first because they're near and dear to my heart. As you see, I'm wearing bench smile right now. So shout out to the sponsor of Robs2Cents, Mike on the mic, and welcome to Mars bench smile, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got beanies, we got rubber bands, they got shirts, they got the whole nine, man. They hooked your boy up with this beanie. I got a black one too that I wear on the regular. But this red one, though, what the ladies say now is giving. It's giving. You know what I'm saying? And I'm feeling real good. But you know where I'm gonna start off at. We gotta start off talking about these Chicago Bears, man. Because finally the Bears got into the win column. I guess that's good. I mean, at this rate, I'm not one to say throw the season away so that we can get high draft picks, but at this rate, considering the fact that we own Carolina's draft pick, and I don't think they're gonna win any more games this season. And then considering the fact that if we continue to suck, we could possibly have the number one and number two pick in the draft. But that's gonna be interesting. We're gonna talk about that in a second. But we finally got in the win column with a win over the Minnesota Vikings, winning 12-10. I saw an interesting stat. I think my homie sent me this, and then I went to go verify it on Facebook. The Bears are the only team this season to win the game without scoring a touchdown. I have never seen anything like this. I've never heard anything like this. Like you won the game without scoring at least one touchdown, especially when the opposing team actually gets into the end zone. We saw that late fourth quarter touchdown from TJ Hawkinson. The Chicago Bears just continue to make history for all the wrong reasons. But a win is a win. So Justin Fields was okay, threw for 217 yards. Again, we scored no touchdowns, but he also didn't throw any interceptions. So at least he tried not to give away the game in the air. But the guy had two fumbles in the fourth quarter. I mean, one of the fumbles they actually cashed in on and scored that touchdown with TJ Hawkinson in the fourth quarter. And I think they're about to score to 10-9, and then the Bears were finally able to kick the field goal in the fourth quarter. Last seconds on the clock, making the final score 12-10. The Bears walk off with the victory. But Justin Fields, that brings me to him because I'm starting to question Justin Fields now. Like honestly, like I'm starting to question. Like at first, I was one of those guys. Like you know what? Let's not get overhyped. When Tyson Bagent made his start and he looked pretty good under this weak ass Bears offense, but I'm like, let's not panic. Let's not hit the panic button. Justin Fields is a big time guy. I know what he's capable of. I've seen him when he played for Ohio State. I saw the game he had against Clemson, but I got to let go of his college years because, like I always tell people now, in today's sports environment, it's not about what you've done, it's about what you're doing. And Justin Fields is weak. He's trash. He's basura. I mean, and I hate to say it like that, but the guy, I myself saw plays yesterday that I'm like, man, if he would have hit that check down, we could have kept the ball moving. Man, he could have hit that guy for 5 yards. He could have hit that guy on the slant. He could have hit that guy on the out route. He could have hit that guy on the post route. He's looking for the home run ball, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, especially when the team is giving you every opportunity to win. You have to learn from the greats. You have to take those check down passes when you can. And apparently Justin Fields ain't got the memo. Luckily the Vikings, like I said, they were only able to cash in on one of those fumbles. DJ Moore finally had a great game. He got 11 passes for over 100 yards, and like I said, if you pay attention to the Bears offense, when Tyson Bagent was running things, he liked to play through Cole Kmet. You know what I mean? He liked to play through his tight end. But when Justin Fields is on the field, he's looking for DJ Moore. He's looking for his best playmaker. And that's bringing me a lot to the draft because if we do indeed get Carolina's pick at number one, why not go get Marvin Harrison Jr.? Could you imagine having Marvin Harrison Jr. and DJ Moore on opposite ends of that offensive backfield? Oh my goodness, and that receiving core. We're talking about star-studded, but now the thing comes, if you give Justin Fields too many weapons, he's gonna always look for the home run ball. It's like, dude, take the check down when you get it though, man. And then on the other side of the ball, man, it was a reality check for Joshua Dobbs. Dobbs was, threw four interceptions. Defense sacked him twice. They made life hell for Joshua Dobbs. Remember, he had this feel good story. Everybody was like, oh, man, it was sad to see Kirk Cousins go down with the Achilles. Joshua Dobbs comes in straight from Cleveland after being traded. Don't even know the playbook. I mean, not even from Cleveland. He was from Arizona. Don't even know the playbook. The man didn't even have a chance to practice with his squad. And he came out there and he was having some great games with Minnesota, which was more power to him. But all dreams eventually you have to wake up from a dream, right? And unfortunately, he woke up against the Chicago Bears. And the one thing I will say, on a positive note, the Bears defense is starting to look good again. I mean, getting four interceptions yesterday, making life hell for Joshua Dobbs. We are starting to look like the monsters of the Midway again, and it couldn't have came at a better time when we hopeful Bears fans are looking for something to cling on to next year so that we can become delusional again and talk about how we're gonna make the playoffs. Yeah, I said it. We're toxic Bear fans. I know I'm the most toxic. They get on my nerves, but damn it, I love Chicago. But one of the things that's continued to hurt the Bears is penalties. They had seven penalties yesterday, which cost them 76 yards. And like I always say, that comes down to coaching. If you're one of I think the Bears are the top four team in penalties. I think we're under Seattle, Buffalo, and one other team. And that's my thing. If your team is going to continue to get penalties, that becomes a discipline issue. That becomes a coaching issue. Your coach is not getting you prepared for battle, for war. You know what I mean? And the Bears right now, they got to get rid of Eberflus. Like I've always said, Eberflus has to go. Luke Getzey has to go. Ryan Poles, our GM. I don't think he got really had a chance to pick this coaching staff. He kind of was inherited this clown show known as the Chicago Bears coaching staff, and he didn't even get to draft Justin Fields. Now I don't think that the Bears are going to let Justin Fields go. A lot of people are saying, hey, maybe we should go after Caleb Williams in the draft. I don't even know if Caleb Williams is going to go number one, especially when you got guys like possibly Bo Nix, who's a fifth-year senior with Oregon. I'm going to be talking about later. I'm pretty sure Michael Penix Jr. is going to be in the draft, and probably Jaden Daniels as well from LSU. So I'm saying you got a plethora of quarterbacks that's going to be entering this year's draft. Drake Mays, and another guy. Drake May, I'm sorry, another guy that from UNC that can possibly be a great quarterback in the NFL. However, I don't think that you let go of Justin Fields just yet. I think you try to really build a team around him, get this guy protected. If I'm the Bears and I got two high draft picks in the first round, I'm definitely trying to go after Marvin Harrison Jr. and I'm definitely trying to get the best offensive lineman I can get or package some of these draft picks to get a veteran offensive lineman in the NFL. But that's what the Bears need to focus on right now. Getting more playmakers on this squad and getting the offensive line because we see when you have a line, you can then get that run game going. And then you can get Justin Fields going into option type plays. And when he's the most dangerous when he's using his legs. Justin Fields led us in rushing yesterday. That shows you. I think he had 57 rushing yards. I got it on my 59 rushing yards. So I mean that shows you just how dangerous this guy can be. Now if he can finally get his head on straight and stop looking for the home run ball and actually play the quarterback position in the NFL the way it's supposed to be played, I have no doubt in my mind that Justin Fields can be an elite star in this league. He just has to be willing to learn and listen. But Luke Getsy behind the offensive coordinator position, it ain't it. Because I swear, all this guy, my boy Mike alluded to it earlier. I think this dude has a playbook with 100 screenplays in it. And he had that's all he knows. The screen, 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 screen. We got to get it together, Chicago. Hopefully, I'm not saying that they're gonna fire him during midseason. I don't believe the Chicago Bears owners want to do that. But trust me, come this off season, Eberflus, you gotta go. Luke Getsy, you gotta go, and hopefully we can get this thing back up and moving and grooving. But it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment. We done watched all these games this past weekend while we devoured our turkey and dressing. Now it's time to talk about Rob's top five NFL teams after week 12. We go into number five. Oh my God. For the first time, the Dallas Cowboys have made my power ranking list. I tried real hard, ladies and gentlemen, to not put this team on there. I feel like Dallas has not played any great competition. When they do play competition, they lose. But you cannot deny that they have one of the best defenses in the league, and they have been making it hell on all these teams with how fast and how quick and how decisive this defense can get. The Dallas Cowboys dominated the Washington Commanders 45-10 in a Thanksgiving blowout. Dak Prescott, I can't believe I'm about to say this, ladies and gentlemen, in MVP form. And a lot of people right now say that Dak Prescott is leading that MVP race as he was 22 of 32 for 331 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. I'm talking about Mr. Throw It Away. Dak didn't throw it away this time, and he was able to manage this game perfectly. Tony Pollard, 13 carries for 79 yards, 1 touchdown. Both Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb each had 4 receptions for a touchdown. But as I mentioned before, the story was all about the defense because according to Fox Sports, they have the third best ranked defense in the league. Also, shout out to Cowboys cornerback Deron Bland, who made NFL history by being the only person ever to score 5 pick sixes in a regular season. This guy has been going crazy. I'm not talking about 5 pick sixes for his career. I'm talking about this season. The guy has intercepted the ball 5 times and ran it back to the house. Never been done before. Shout out to you, Mr. Bland. The Cowboys are going to face the Seahawks in a Thursday night football showdown. Oh, yeah, we got to keep this train going, baby. Coming in at number 4, we got to talk about them Ravens because they have been playing out of their mind. Baltimore Ravens defeated the Los Angeles Chargers 20-10 to become the best team in the AFC with a record of 9-3. The Ravens right now, they had this game in control all night. I never felt like at one point during this game that the Chargers felt like they had a chance to even win this game. Even without their best receiver and tight end Mark Andrews, who's right now recovering from a surgery. Remember, I think he ruptured something during his last game. Yeah, he had a successful surgery. He cracked his fibula and his had ankle ligament damage that he suffered last week against the Bengals. So, hopefully Mark Andrews is continuing to recover well. He's expected to have missed at least 4 games this season, but the Ravens still look like the superior team even without him. Lamar Jackson was 18 of 32, throwing for 177 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, gave you 39 rushing yards as well. The rookie, Zay Flowers, had a breakout game as he had 62 total yards of combined offense and 2 touchdowns, including the reception touchdown and the rushing touchdown. And him and Lamar Jackson even had a funny moment on the sideline when he was celebrating his touchdown. I guess because his last name was Flowers, he took the ball and acted like he was throwing the bouquet, and then one of the other teammates caught the ball, and then somebody else got on their knee as if they were proposing. I mean, Lamar Jackson told him that that celebration was ass, and please don't ever use that celebration again. He made up for it by doing the soccer goal celebration as he was able to see the end zone twice. Right now, this Ravens defense is scary. I'm telling y'all, they weren't playing around. They forced 4 turnovers and 3 sacks in this game. I'm talking about you're talking about a defense that is tough and can consistently put games together, led by our boy Roquan Smith. Man, we miss you, Roquan, here in Chicago, but he's been talking about how he's been talking with Ray Lewis and how Ray Lewis is grooming him to be the next big star on this Baltimore's Raven defense. And boy, he has not disappointed. They are right now, to me, well, not to me. I'm not gonna say to me, but statistically, they are the best team in the AFC. And luckily for them, they're gonna enjoy a bye week this week. As for the Chargers, Coach Brian Staley will be on the chopping block as because right now the Chargers just unfortunately they find a way to lose. They've been a massive disappointment. I remember a couple years ago, I had a conversation with a group of guys, man, when we saw the AFC West and we saw what the Chargers had did, and we saw Russell Wilson going to Denver, and we see well, what's my boy name, Devontae Adams going to the Las Vegas Raiders, and we know what Kansas City is already capable of. Everybody thought that the AFC West division would be the best division of football. The Chargers have been a massive disappointment. I know they've been going through injury time and time again, whether it's been Keenan Allen, whether it's been Mike Wallace, whether it's been uh, Joey Bosa, whether it's been Khalil Mack. I mean, the Chargers just cannot catch a break. And I'm hoping for them that they can get it together because you're wasting the best years of young Justin Herbert's career right now. I think Justin Herbert is a stud, but you start to take on the attitude of your coach. And I don't know if Coach Staley has a winning attitude. Um, Unfortunately, Brandon Staley might be on the chopping block, and they probably gonna be getting rid of him this off season. All the critics, they think that Justin Herbert might be a bust, but I'm telling you guys right now, Justin Herbert is the real deal, and hopefully he's able to prove that on a grand stage. Let's go into number 3, my Super Bowl pick, the team that I think is gonna win it all. That would be the San Francisco 49ers. Let me tell you guys something about the 49ers. They are legit. They are the real deal. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think no team in the NFL wants to see these boys right now. The 49ers celebrated a victory over the Seattle Seahawks, winning 31-13. Brock Purdy had an okay game. He was 21 to 30 for 209 yards and 1 touchdown, but he did have a pick six in the third quarter. However, the 49ers had this game under control as Debo the game. I mean, Debo was everywhere, had 15 rushing yards for a touchdown, then led San Francisco with 7 receptions for 79 yards. Christian McCaffrey also had a huge day as he had 19 carries for 114 rushing yards and 2 tutties on the day. Brandon Ayuk saw the end zone as well after a 28-yard bomb right up the field from my boy Brock, my game so Purdy. You know that's my guy right there, boy. I'm just telling you guys something right now. To me personally, I think that San Francisco has too many playmakers on that defense, man. If you look at, I don't think Chase Young played in this game, but if you look at, they got Nick Bosa, they got Greenlaw, they got Armstead, they got Fred Warner, they got a bunch of studs on that defense that's gonna make life tough on you, and they made life tough on my boy Geno Smith, man. He had nightmares about that 49er defense because they pressured them all game. They held the Seahawks offense scoreless throughout the entire game, sacked Geno 6 times, including 2 takeaways in the game. And as I just mentioned, they have too many playmakers on both the offensive side and defensive side. To me, they're the toughest team in the NFL, and not just to me the best team in the NFC, but to me the best team in the league. And I can't wait for this showdown that we gonna have this Sunday afternoon as the Philadelphia Eagles will be going against the San Francisco 49ers to see who's going to take the title as the best team in the league. Y'all better tune in because, in the words of my boy, good old JR, this one is going to be a slobber knocker. I'm telling you, it's not going to be for the weak at heart. At number two, we gotta go with the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending champions. How can you have a list without talking about the defending champions? Because the Kansas City Chiefs are the real deal. Let's talk about it, man. Kansas City defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 31-17. They looked like they had no problem handling the Raiders. Now the Raiders jumped out to a 14-0 lead, and then the offense for the Chiefs finally decided to wake up and flex their muscles. Pat Mahomes led the charge, completed 27 to 34 passes for 298 yards, two touchdowns, no interceptions. Isaiah Pacheco added 55 yards on the ground and two touchdowns. But finally, somebody other than Travis Kelsey decided to help the Chiefs win the game. Because I'm telling you right now, the Chiefs were becoming so predictable. We knew Mahomes was going to give it to Kelsey. We knew Taylor Swift was probably going to show up in the stands and be up there chilling with the family. We knew the Chiefs playbook. But finally, somebody else said, you know what? I want to get in the game too. I want to help my team win a good football game. Rasheed Rice answered my beck and call and finally provided another option to Mahomes because we know Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. Hey, the man had 8 receptions for 107 yards and one touchdown. And Kelsey still had 91 reception yards. That's what you do. When you don't know who's going to get the ball, you open the game up for everybody. It's simple football. It's simple mathematics. If I keep passing the ball to you, sooner or later the defense is like, let me go cover this guy. Let's double this guy. Let's force everybody else to beat us. We seen I think the Chiefs right now, their receivers have the most drops in the NFL. It's been horrible. It's been a clown show. But Mahomes, being Mahomes, still going through, has his team as the second best team in the AFC statistically right now. And we already know what that defense can do. The defense after they jumped out to that 14-0 lead, they only allowed 3 more points. That's it. We know what Chris Johnson is going to do and the rest of them boys on that defense, man. That, the Chiefs surprisingly has the best defense in the league. Besides, right now, probably right under Cleveland. I'll give Cleveland the best defense. But the Chiefs, when have we ever said that the Chiefs defense has been better than their offense? That's been led by Patrick Mahomes. That's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. We've been seeing some things that just don't happen often. Now the question is going to be, can they offense keep this up? Because I'm telling you right now, you get into the playoffs, if you're going to live and die with Travis Kelsey, as great as he is, which I think he's the second best tight end to play right after my boy Rob Gronkowski, you're still gonna die. You're gonna die trying to live and die with Travis Kelsey because I'm telling you right now, everybody know what you're gonna do. And at number one, I gotta go with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I don't know what it is about this Eagles team. They just find a way to win. Now everybody say, oh, the refs cheat for them. Oh, the 50-50 ball went their way. Oh, this. Oh, that. Shut up. Shut up. A W is a W. And the Eagles got 10 of them W's and only one loss. It is the only team in the NFL right now that's undefeated at home. This is what they do. They defeated the Buffalo Bills in overtime, winning 37-34. Jalen Hurts came out the game a little groggy, had a tough first half, including a lost fumble and an interception. But then what does he do? He turns that clutch mode up. He went berserk in the second half. The boy threw for 3 touchdowns and no interceptions and provided the Eagles with a game-winning rushing touchdown in overtime. That's what your leader do. That's why he got the money. That's why he's making history with the first a woman agent ever. This is why this woman agent of his was able to get him 200 some $1 million because that's what you do. You play for your stars to be stars. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. And remember, now a lot of people, if y'all remember this, back a couple years ago when the Bills went against the Chiefs, you remember that game when I think they scored like 5 touchdowns in under 3 minutes, and then everybody started crying and complaining. Oh, we don't like the overtime rules because if the Bills would have been able to get the ball, then the Chiefs wouldn't have been able to score, and they wouldn't have won the game. Shut up. They changed the rules for you. They said, okay, each team gets possession of the ball in overtime. And guess what? The Bills got the ball first. And they was not able to score a touchdown. They had to settle on a field goal because of a miscalculation between Josh Allen and Gabe Davis. Now I've been watching a couple analysts. They've been talking about the fact that Gabe Davis had to step on the guy, as pretty much Eagles went on like almost an all-out blitz. Gabe Davis had to step on the guy. Instead of turning on the inside, he turns to the outside. Now, you don't have to watch analysts or even really know football to know that was a dumb play. If you have a step on the guy, why are you making it hard on yourself going to the corner of the end zone? You turn to the inside to catch the ball. You should already know this. You're a veteran in the league, man. There is no excuse. And then you guys kill me slamming your helmets on the ground after you the one that made the mistake. You should let somebody slam a helmet on your head because that was a nincompoop play. Now I'm not gonna kill Gabe Davis like that because I'm actually a fan. But man, bro, you're a veteran receiver. You turn to the inside when you got the step B. You don't just run to the post. You don't run to the corner of the end zone, man. You gotta think, brother. As for the Eagles, as I mentioned, they just keep on winning. They got two of the best playmakers in the game, and Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. You want to talk about a receiving core? You're looking at it. Each of them had a touchdown on the day. I mean, they are now 10-1 for the season. Clearly, the best team in football. Not to me, but statistically. I don't know if they can continue winning games like that, and that's the reason that worries me because you win in the 50-50 games now. What's going to happen when you get into the playoffs? What's going to happen when the crowd gets a little louder? What's going to happen when your palms get a little bit sweatier and you got that nervous feeling creeping up the back of your spine because you know that the game is on the line? That's a bar. Don't even get me started. But let's talk about who they beat because the Philadelphia Eagles have had the toughest schedule in football. They beat Buffalo, they beat Kansas City, they beat Miami, they beat Dallas. We're talking about a team that is running through tough competition. They're not afraid of anybody. As my boy Street Profits was saying in the WWE, they up and they want all the smoke. And the Eagles ain't ducking and dodging nobody. And then as far as for the Bills, they just keep losing. I don't know what it is about the Bills. They started off in the preseason as a Super Bowl favorite, and things kind of went downhill after they kind of I think they beat the Jets. Didn't they lose to the Jets? I believe the Jets beat the Bills, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, let's look this up real quick. I think the Bills beat the Jets. I mean, the Jets beat the Bills. Let's go to the Bills schedule real quick. I'm about to tell y'all right now. Because if that is true, yes, they did. I forgot about that. They beat them 22-16 in the first game of the season. That's right. If my memory serves me correct, and that's very true. So yeah, things just started to go downhill for the Bills after that. I mean, if you lose your first game to the Jets, and we see what the Jets have been. Oh yeah, because remember in that game, Aaron Rodgers only played 4 snaps before he injured his Achilles. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers talking about he gonna come back, man. But just sit down, wait for next year, bro. But you know what? This brings me to another quarterback. I mean, another coach that's probably gonna be on the line because Sean McDermott might be on the chopping block as well. Like it has not been looking good for the Bills. As I said, very disappointing. I know they lost two key guys on their defense. Didn't have Von Miller for most of the year, but still, with the way that they're built, they have two stud receivers in Gabe Davis and then Stephon Diggs. They were finally starting to get a run the game going. They fired their offensive coordinator, I believe, and it started to get their offense back. So hopefully they give Coach McDermott one more year, but it's not looking too good, man. It's gonna be a couple coaches this year, man, that just unfortunately they're gonna have to bite the bullet because teams are getting tired of losing, man. And I understand, the Eagles, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be facing the 49ers in an NFC showdown, the two best teams, not just in the NFC, but to me, the NFL. And I am going to be definitely glued in watching that game, man. Hopefully, your boy can win some money on one of these little gambling circuits, man. I need some. Man, but let's get into it, man. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Hold on, let's get into these comments. Hey, I appreciate you, McLovin, bro. Thanks for watching. My boy John B. You need a new playbook. Let me tell you something. They need a new everything in the bed. Only person I probably wouldn't fire is the GM Ryan Poles. Because right now the Bears are horrible. Hey, appreciate you for watching, Pops. You say you like San Francisco to win it all, but Philly are finding ways to win. I know. I don't know what it is about Philly, man, right now. Remember, last year this was kind of happening to Minnesota. Remember, Minnesota just was finding ways to win. And, that I think that's what got Kirk Cousins, such a big payday. And, unfortunately for him this year, he was going to be looking for an extension. But to me, they should still give it to Kirk Cousins because he had a hell of a season before he got injured. But yeah, I mean, the Eagles just keep finding a way to win. Hey, right, you know what I'm saying? But look, John, I feel you. You say he hold the ball like you talking about Justin Fields hold the ball like he got Tom Brady time. The point is, Tom Brady didn't even hold the ball that long, and he knew he had time. Tom Brady's gonna get the ball out of his hand. He's gonna hit his check downs, and he's gonna keep the ball moving downfield. That's what you do. But let's get into some college for a little second, guys. And I know you guys probably have been watching college, and this ain't gonna be long. But I got to talk about the Heisman Trophy winners because we are getting down to the nitty gritty. As you know, New Year's are around the corner. We're gonna be watching all these bowl games and getting ready for the college football playoffs, man. And everybody's gonna be expecting to get that call to New York to see who's gonna win the Heisman Trophy. So I'm gonna give you my top three candidates to win the Heisman Trophy. This time I'm going for 1 and 3. Coming in at 1, we got to go with Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is going to win the award. The fifth year senior for Oregon has been doing his thing. He and Oregon right now is ranked number 5 in the college top 25 rankings. Bo Nix was perfect again as the Oregon Ducks defeated the Oregon State Beavers 31-7 during rival week. Bo Nix doing what he got to do. 33 or 40 from the field, 367 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 31 rushing yards, including a touchdown with his legs. What more do you want from your quarterback? Let's talk about what was. And then also, he threw 2 receivers over 120 yards. That's a bad man. Bo Nix has been a bad man. And, I got introduced to Bo Nix actually watching them go against Colorado when Oregon came in there, bent Colorado over their knee, and proceeded to give them an old school ass whooping. And that's what they've been doing to most teams. The only loss I believe they had is to Washington, and they're going to get a chance to play Washington again in the Pac-12 championship game this Friday. But let's talk about what Bo Nix has done for the year. He's thrown for over 3,906 yards, 37 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions with a QBR of 91.1. Does that sound like a quarterback you would want in your backfield? You damn right. Bo Nix is him in college football. I can't wait to watch him and Michael Penix Jr. go against each other this Friday in the Pac-12 championship game. And I'm going to go with Oregon to win it. I'm riding with you, Bo. Let's go, Bo! At number 2, I gotta go with my boy Jaden Daniels from LSU because Jaden Daniels has been playing out of his mind, and it's almost kind of hard to me. The only thing that kind of puts the edge for Bo Nix over Jaden Daniels to me is the fact that he has a winning team. His team is ranked higher. He's only lost once throughout the whole college season. And Jaden Daniel has kind of had to do more with less, unfortunately, because LSU, they lack a lot of things. So, shout out to Jaden Daniels, but I had to get an edge to Bo just because Bo has been leading his team to glory. But Jaden Daniels, man, led the 13th ranked LSU Tigers to defeat the Texas A&M Aggies 42-30. Jaden Daniels had a great game, 16 to 25 for 235 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interception. And then once again, as a quarterback, he leads his team in rushing as he had 11 carries for 120 yards. For the year, Jaden Daniels has thrown for 3,812 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Not to mention, he's ran for over 1,100 yards and 10 rushing touchdowns as well, and has a QBR 95.6. I just think ranking is going to be a huge part of who wins the Heisman. And right now, Oregon has just been playing out of their mind, blowing teams out. But hey, if Jaden Daniels wins the Heisman, I won't be mad at that decision. And at number 3, I got to go with my boy Michael Penix Jr. Now, he didn't have such a good game this weekend, which I think kind of lowered his draft stock. Well, not draft stock, but kind of lowered his chances to win the Heisman. But they still won the game nonetheless. They went into Washington State, beat the Cougars, winning 24-21. As we know, Washington Huskies are ranked third in the NCAA. Michael Penix Jr. was 18-33 for 204 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he did have one interception. However, Washington remains one of the four undefeated teams in the Power Five rankings, as Ohio State was defeated by Michigan in a great game. For the year now, he's at 3,899 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. As I mentioned, big matchup against Oregon this Friday, as they will be competing in the Pac-12 championship game. Now, time to bring back a segment I haven't had in a while, and I'm gonna do something that the mainstream media they won't do. I'm gonna talk about it because we got to get into our goofball of the week. And who's been the goofball? We've been seeing none other than Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey has been rumored, because I don't want to blame anybody until all the facts come out, but he's been rumored to have been having sex with an underage female. As you can see here in Exhibit A and Exhibit B, here's a picture of him with said female. And here's a picture of Josh Giddey saying, I guess, or somebody posted saying Friday is almost here. And then somebody posted in that comment of that picture, about to head back to mine. Bro, she's 15. Now, if this is true, this is not going to be a good look for Josh Giddey, because Josh Giddey is at the age of 21. And Josh Giddey is an NBA player. He's actually an NBA young rising star. He's boy got game. I'm pretty sure Josh Giddey can get whatever female he would like. I'm pretty sure if you have millions of dollars in your account, or at least a couple 100,000 of liquid cash, it's not that hard for you to go get a woman. I mean, before I was married, I didn't have that much hard of a time, and I'm overweight and broke. So this is what I'm saying. You're in shape. You have your Australian thing going for you, your Aquaman thing. You're making millions of dollars in the NBA, yet you want to go sleep with 15-year-olds. Josh Giddey, this is why you are the goofball of the week. And I also want to give a goofball to the week to all of the main media who decided to keep quiet about this. We're talking about a media who made more noise because Kyrie decided not to get a vaccine and was okay with not playing on the court in order to prove his point of not putting anything in his body that he didn't want. Did he harm anybody? No. Was he a distraction? Yes. But did he harm anybody? No. Did he sleep with any underage people? No. But we decided to make no, and even found things to try to jump at him about, calling the man anti-Semitic because he posted that he liked a movie and wanted to, black people to find out more about their heritage. But you guys made a huge fuss about that and talked about Kyrie probably for like 2 months. Then we talking about the same media that spoke about Ime Udoka, who had consensual sex with an appropriate age woman who just happened to be a coworker. Now, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do understand that at times rules are rules, and if your workplace says you can't sleep together, you can't sleep together. And Ime Udoka took his punishment and is now coaching the Houston Rockets, who is also having a successful year so far this year with all those young boys over there. You guys made all this noise about Ime Udoka, but the moment Josh Giddey was accused of sleeping with an underage woman, I heard everybody go quiet. Malika Andrews, a woman who we know like to attack black men, who will be having a conversation with a person of color and bring up every skeleton in your closet, even if it hadn't happened at that time. But yet I heard nothing from you about Josh Giddey. And now, Stephen A. Smith, I was going to come at you, but I saw you spoke about it on your podcast. So I get ESPN probably has you guys under certain boundaries and rules of what you can and cannot talk about. But I respect Stephen A. for going on his own platform and bringing up the whole Josh Giddey situation. If this is the worst thing in the world, you know, because they don't know the girl's age. They said he's been messing with her since she's 15. We don't know if she's 16 or 17 right now. Of course, the media is trying to find every excuse of why this is okay, bringing up the fact that he's from Australia and they do things differently out there, bringing up the fact that in Oklahoma City, the legal age for a woman to have consensual sex is 16. I don't want to hear none of that. We're talking about a 21-year-old who's having sex with a 15-year-old. Josh Giddey, you should have been getting all of the national media coverage. And yet I've heard everybody as quiet as a little church mouse. I haven't even heard your name in anything. He even was asked by media during the post game. And he simply said, no comments. I cannot talk about this at this time. All I'm saying, I hate to bring up race in this situation because we've been seeing a lot of things happen in these leagues. Had the guy been black, we he would be suspended now. Josh Giddey is still playing while the NBA is pending investigation. If Bill Belichick was continuing to lose the way he was now and he was black, Bill Belichick wouldn't have made it through the end of the Patriots season. But because he's Bill Belichick, he's still dead. Josh Giddey gets accused of sleeping with an underage woman. But because he has the complexion for the protection, they don't talk about it. But had he been Kyrie, he had been suspended. You suspended Kyrie for not taking a vaccine, but you don't suspend Josh Giddey for these allegations, even though you have pictures, you have people coming out and saying, yeah, this is what happened. You have tweets of people saying that, dude, she's 15. You've seen pictures of him with this young lady in compromising situations, like they were laying in bed naked together. And he's cuddled up with her. He's dancing with her in the club. NBA, we got to do better. Like America, I get it. I get it, America. But sometimes the racism is just too blatant. And I hate to bring race in the situation, but what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And the fact that this guy is still able to go on, not only just play in the NBA, but also walk around like he has complete autonomy is just wrong. That's why not only does Josh Giddey get the goofball of the week, the NBA and every media person that's mainstream also gets goofball of the week too. Because I ain't heard nobody say nothing. Let's go to the comments real quick. Hey, what's up, Bestie? Appreciate you for coming in. Shay G. She said, my boy, what's going on? Oh, my boy, Courtney, man. What's up, C Dog, man? What's going on, brother? Appreciate you for watching. They said, yeah, Shay. They said he was sleeping with a teenager. I'm telling He's 21 years old, making millions of dollars and going after 15-year-olds. I saw a funny meme when they was like, hey, Josh Giddey scored his favorite age. He had 15 points, 15 assists, 15 rebounds, 15 turnovers. I said, Lord Jesus, it's always about race, G. It's always about race. But let's get on. Let's get back to having some good times here, y'all. Let's talk a little NBA talk, man. I want to send our thoughts and best wishes out to LaMelo Ball as he went down with yet another foot injury. They were going against the Orlando Magic, a game in which they lost, and he was going for a layup, and I believe Apollo Banchero accidentally landed on his ankle, and he had to be carried off by the court by medical staff and teammates. So they saying now LaMelo Ball is gonna miss at least 4 weeks, and luckily for him, no, he didn't fracture anything. It's just a high ankle sprain. So hopefully Lamelo can come back and continue to have an awesome season because this guy has been coming out shooting lights out. What's up, my boy Meats? Hey, right, right, and look what they did to Ja. They was getting mad at Ja for being in a room full of strippers with money on the ground. Ain't that what strippers do? Collect money? Now I get he had a gun in the strip club. But then that posed the question: was he somewhere where he can legally have a gun in the strip club? I ain't hear none of this banter from media. They were just saying, "Ja, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong." But I guess I can't pay strippers, but I can go sleep with a 15-year-old. That's NBA logic, but that's neither here nor there. Yes, the Bears won. The Bears did win, and don't get too excited because I kind of need them to lose. Hey, hey, Meech. Hey, I'm just saying it is what it is. Shout out to my boy Cam and Mace. Also too, man, I got something interesting to show you guys, man. Clay Thompson was asked about being benched, and this is something that I've been talking about now for a while because Clay just ain't the same Clay. So listen here to his response about him being benched. Tune in.
Believing in his guys, especially the starting lineup. Won championship not too long ago. Having patience, letting guys kind of find their game. How aware are you of that kind of patience, and how much do you value it?
What do you want me to bench me?
No, no, no. It's like that's
You want to bench
some.
Wigs? You
I
want to
don't
bench
think I
us?
said that.
Okay. I mean, you can suggest it. It's fine. But I mean, thanks, Steve. I guess. Like I don't know. Sometimes you earn these things like patience and time to find yourself. And I think history will is on our side when it comes to that stuff.
You say that. Have you heard people say that,
No, I don't care what people say. Like they don't do what we do. They can't do what they do. That's why they talk. Why would I? Like, come on. I don't care what people say. At this point in my life. Next question.
Now, Clay, I get you, bro. First of all, let me correct you. Because yeah, we might not can't play basketball like you, but I got two eyes. In my case, I got four eyes, as you can see, and I know the game of basketball. I've been watching the game of basketball for a long time, so I resent that. I took that personal that you said that we're talking because we can't do what you do. No, but I can talk that talk, and unfortunately, you can't talk how I talk. But we're not gonna get into a pissing contest. What I do want to say is, I've been saying this. I've been saying that maybe it's time that the Golden State Warriors looking to benching Clay. Now, I mean nothing towards Clay. I mean Clay is an all-world, all-time talent, gonna go down as one of the best, part of the best shooting backcourt that we've ever seen in NBA history, along with his fellow Splash brother and Steph Curry. But ever since Clay has come back from that injury, you're not the same Clay. You're not only becoming a liability offensively, meaning we can't even give you the ball when you wide open and you missing threes, but also you becoming a liability defensively. You used to be one of those guys we can put you on the best perimeter player on the opposing team and say, Clay, go to work. Clay, stop this guy from scoring. But Clay, you're not stopping anybody. And you got some young talent on the Warriors right now. A guy like Moses Moody who could come in and really have an impact playing alongside somebody like Steph and a guy who's shown that he's a 3 and D type of guy that he can shoot the three ball and has a pretty good defensive game. We mean nothing by it, Clay. It's okay to come off the bench. Look at Westbrook, look at Chris Paul, look at the success that these guys have had coming off the bench. I think you and Chris Paul would be, excuse me, dynamic coming off the bench together. I mean, Steph Curry goes to sit down, and you got to worry about Clay and Chris Paul coming off the bench, going to work, and that might even give you more confidence where we can insert you back into the starting lineup. But right now, Clay, your game has not been up to par. So I get, you got to say these things to keep your confidence up. And no guy's going to ever say, yeah, just throw me on the bench, unless it's for the betterment of the team. Clay, I'm here to tell you right now, take a page out of Russell Westbrook's book. It is for the betterment of the team if you come off the bench. Because right now, Clay Day ain't been May Day. It's been make way because ain't nobody worried about Clay no more. Hey, and it's just a sad truth. Let's go to my comments before I continue. Oh man, I appreciate you guys for watching tonight, man. I'm not petty. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. Hey, my boy Cal, man, I appreciate you for watching, my boy. I appreciate you guys, man. He said that man switched to another scene too. Oh yes, yes. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Stay tuned. Hey, he said Jordan Poole was tagging that ass leg, got beat on the. I saw that. That was funny. That was funny. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to look for that clip. Give me 1 second, guys. I got y'all though, but man. Speaking of clips though, speaking of another, while we're staying on the Warriors, listen to what Draymond had to say about the situation with him and Rudy Gobert. It seems like Draymond has no regrets. Watch this.
I don't live my life with regrets. Like I said before, I'll come to a teammate's defense anytime that I'm in a position to come to a teammate's defense. That's what a team is. You stick together through the good and the bad. And I take that to heart. And reflecting over on the whole incident, I think for me is what matters to me is how the people that I care about feel. The way the media portray you is like you're supposed to like crack or something. That's not going to be me. It's just never as bad as it seems. I think it's always just trying to find what's the lesson that need to be collected in the situation, and that's how I reflect.
Hey, every time I see that scene of him choking Rudy Gobert, now I think of Ti choking his son. I mean, he snatched that boy up like he was his daddy, and he said, "Okay, get off Clay, get off Clay." And you just saw the look in Rudy Gobert's face. He looked so helpless. But this is the things right now. I think that the Warriors are worried about the wrong stuff right now. We see the distractions with Clay. We see Draymond. Draymond's going to be making his return tonight. As the Warriors are, I think they're fighting for in-season tournament game. Speaking of the NBA in-season tournament game, let's take a look at this. Yeah, your boy has turned into some real production right now. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we are going to look at the in-season tournament so far. Indiana Pacers have already clutched their spot in the in-season tournament, man. They were perfect, 4-0. So right now, East Group A, that spot is locked in. Milwaukee right now, I think they have to beat Miami, and then they have to hope that New York loses to Charlotte, which is probably not going to happen, especially considering the fact that LaMelo Ball is not there. Based off the point differential, I think I think New York can still possibly get into that one position, and even so with Miami. Miami is 2-1 is going to be happening going against Milwaukee. So if New York loses and Miami is able to beat Milwaukee, then Miami would then win the top spot for Group B. In Group C in the East, Orlando Magic, they've been tough this year. With their last three big wins in the tournament being huge, winning against Chicago, Toronto, and even beating the scary Boston Celtics. However, Boston is not out of it yet. If they can beat Chicago, they at least stand a chance to be in that wild card position. And then if we go to the West side, we look at Group A, the Los Angeles Lakers, like the Indiana Pacers, were a perfect 4-0, winning four huge games in the West against Phoenix, against Memphis, Portland, and Utah. And right now, the Lakers are going to need every bit of good news that they can possibly get, considering the fact they just got dominated yesterday by 44 points against the damn Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey went to work. If we look at Group B, New Orleans Pelicans right now, they are at 3-1. I think they're going to be hoping for Houston to lose against Dallas, just so that their spot is not in jeopardy and they can remain in the top spot. And then in Group C, you're looking at Sacramento right now, 3-0. If they get a win against Golden State tonight, it could, they can leave this group undefeated. However, if Golden State wins tonight and Minnesota loses to OKC, which is possible, Golden State then wins Group C, and then we will go on to the single elimination game with those six teams being in there and two wild card teams playing as well, which will be an 18 tournament. So, man, I'm telling you guys right now, man, it's looking good for the in season tournament, man. And I've been excited. I think it's been an elevated level of play in this in season tournament. I think guys have been showing up and showing out, and I'm proud of them. I'm really proud of how the guys have been. Also, in other news, the Clippers. Oh my God, lost to the Denver Nuggets yesterday without three of their stars. They lost to the Denver Nuggets. Final score 113 to 104. And when I say without the stars, I truly mean without the stars. The Joker, Nikola Jokic, did not play. Jamal Murray, was still going through it with his hamstring injury, did not play. Aaron Gordon, who has a sprained heel on his foot, did not play. Yet the Denver Nuggets came out and went to work on the Clippers, who I have to mention. Harden played, Kawhi played, Paul George played, and Westbrook played. The big four definitely paid. Let me tell you who went to work. DeAndre Jordan, who hasn't played really meaningful basketball probably since like 2018. had over 20 points. The boy was 8 or 11 from the field, including 13 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, only 2 turnovers, 21 points. DeAndre Jordan was out there looking like old Lob City DeAndre Jordan. I mean, they just threw it at the rim and he went to go get it. I think he got several posters last night. But the biggest star of them all was Reggie Jackson, who said, "Don't forget about me. I still got game." Y'all might be on that loud, but sometimes that Reggie do the trick. Cause Reggie came out there and went to work. 15 to 19 from the field, 3 or 4 from the 3 point line, 5 rebounds, 13 assists, 2 steals, only 2 turnovers, and gave you 35 points. Not to mention his plus minus was plus 25. And people don't understand what they mean by plus minus. What they're saying is when Reggie Jackson was on the court, they were beating the Clippers by 25 points. Oh Lord Jesus. He was out there going to work. As we look on the Clippers side of the ball, Kawhi Leonard was 10 of 26 for 31 points. It took you 26 shots to get 31 points. Not a good look. 2 of 5 from the 3 point line. Paul George couldn't buy a bucket. He was 2 of 13 from the field, 0 of 4 from the 3 point line, only 6 points. James Harden, 3 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from the 3 point line. He had 4 assists, 1 steal, 3 turnovers, though, only for 11 points. And Russell Westbrook, who's voluntarily coming off the bench, 5 of 9 from the field, took no threes, gave you 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and had 14 points. I mean, you just look at the Clippers right now; they are all in disarray. They need to figure out something because I don't think Westbrook should have went to the bench. I'm gonna stand on this hill and I'm gonna die on this hill. James Harden should have went to the bench. I think the Clippers were having such a good chemistry before James Harden came to this team. It just kind of ruined everything. And Westbrook can kind of see the writing on the wall. That's why he went to Coach Lou and said, "You know what? I'll come off the bench if it means it's going to be better for this team because all 4 of us cannot be on the court at the same time." James Harden needs to come off that bench, lead that second unit. You need to put Russ back with the first unit so that way Russ understands Kawhi's the star. We are gonna play through Kawhi. We're gonna play through Paul George. I'm gonna get my buckets when I need to, but I'm gonna let these guys go to work. And then you bring back a Terrence Mann and you have a Vaka Zubac. I think that'll be a great starting lineup. You have James Harden come off the bench with Plumlee. You have James Harden come off the bench with my boy Bones Highland, and you still got a reputable second unit. I don't know what the Clippers are doing. Coach Tyrone Lue is going to have to step in and make the tough decision and take control back of his team. Let's go to my comments right now. Hey, what do you say, kids? What you tell me he need his ass beat? That's crazy. Oh yeah, hey, Draymond Green ain't for none. Hey, he said he want all the smoke and he choking out baby mamas, he choking out sinners, he choking out kids. Whoever want them problems, they can have it. What he say? Yeah, he on limited time. He think after this year he might be gone. He ain't for the team winning when he gets suspended. His actions are only hurting the Warriors, bro. He becoming a liability. This is very true. This is very true. He say, not y'all be up that loud, but that Reggie do the. Hey, you know what? I'm just a one man punchline, baby. This is what I do. I got issues, man. Uh, I want to give a shout out. I wasn't able to do this last time, but I want to give a shout out to the Kane, as LeBron James has become not only just the NBA's all-time leading scorer, but he is the only player to reach 39,000 points. I think that is amazing, especially in his 21st season. Especially we talking about a guy who's 38 going on 39 in a matter of a week now. And continuing to have that hunger, continuing to have that drive, continuing to have that dedication to be the best at what he does and to give his all to his craft. I look at the NBA now and I say all the time, if I'm an NBA player, I'm embarrassed because I have a guy in year 21 who's seen it all, who's done it all, still out here hungrier than I am. And that's not a good look for the NBA. LeBron James is still a top 5 player in this league, and he doesn't look to be slowing down. He's still definitely the best player on the Lakers squad. So shout out to LeBron, man. We really gonna miss you when it's all said and done, bro. And even though I got Mike and Kobe above you on my personal rankings, as I say, I think you number 3 all time. and you are just a legend, my brother. My last topic before I get into my video of the night, man, I got to talk about these fans in all sports around the sector, because these fans have been getting out of pocket. Let's look at what happened in the football game between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagle fans. Now, according to the Buffalo Bills players, he was saying that to give you context, it was Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips that got into the verbal altercation with the Philly fans. And what he basically said was he didn't mean to shove them. He didn't want to shove the fan, which he's probably going to get a fine for putting his hands on the fan. But he said that the fan, made threatening, had threatening words about him and his family. And these fans are just getting out of pocket, man. Like, you have to be able to enjoy your fandom and be able to enjoy the game without losing your damn mind. You are still talking to a 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", tall ass black man who will beat your ass if he had the chance to. You talking tough while you got security there. You talking tough while you got other fans there to watch your back, and other players and staff and personnel to keep this big dude up off you. You need to watch yourself, guys. Also, look at this. Now, this is Russell Westbrook getting into it with a fan at his own arena, in Clippers Arena. Look at this, y'all. Now, Russell Westbrook was going to say that he didn't even want to repeat what that fan said to him. And he said that, he's never allowed people to talk crazy to him. Now, I laugh because as I was searching for these clips, I found out that they have a whole compilation of Russell Westbrook getting into it with fans, and it is hilarious. But I get him though. It's like, dude, you're not gonna sit up there and I don't care how much money you paid. You could have paid $50,000 for that first row seat. You're not gonna talk to me crazy. He even made a statement of saying that his son is now old enough to understand what's going on. So if you thought he was gonna let if you thought he didn't let you talk to him crazy then, while his son is dead, he has to be a man in front of his son and provide an example of what a man should do. He definitely not gonna let you do it now. I don't know what's wrong with you fans. I agree with Charles Barkley, which I won't do often, but I agree with Charles Barkley when he says you should allow a fan to get in a room with the player and allow that player to proceed to beat his ass. Like, these fans be talking reckless. You gotta understand, man. These are normal people just like you. These are people that's trying to make money to provide for their families. These are guys trying to entertain the masses. These are guys that's just trying to live day to day. And for you to come to their job, their place of work, and I get it, it's entertainment. It's okay if you heckle a player in good fun. Hey, you weak as hell. You trash. Boy, I play better than you on my worst day. I get up off this couch right now and come bust your ass. I don't think any player will have a problem with that. But when you get to cursing at them, when you get to calling them out their names, and you get to threatening their families, and you get to talking real tough at the mouth, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a player is allowed to close your damn mouth. They should punch you right in your shit and be able to have full autonomy. They shouldn't get in trouble with the league at all. Y'all fans really need to get it together. I remember the situation when they throwing water bottles at Kyrie and spitting at my boy Trey Young when he was in New York. Like, y'all fans really need to get it together. Because if I was the commissioner of these leagues, I'll let them boys loose. I'll cut them dogs loose and say, you know what, go handle that. That's why a situation like the Malice in the Palace happened. Fans be talking crazy. Ron Artest went up there in the stands and he let bro know how he felt. Y'all better be careful, because in today's climate, people are crazy, man. What he say? He say FL. He said, nah, congrats. Cal talking about some. He scored 39,000 in the hood. He hilarious, man. Hey, man, as I leave y'all today, man, I want to thank everybody who tuned in, even if it was just for a second, man. Your support really matters. As you know, I like to leave you with a video of the week. And this video of the week comes from something I saw on my boy Filet page. Shout out to Filet. If y'all don't know, that's Mr. Skip Through That Lane. Filet, yeah. Hey, I saw this video on his page, man, and it's from Gamos Flag Feminine Football League. Was basically you got some women out there playing flag football, but I happened to see Grandma Beeman, as I like to call her. You know, remember Willie Beeman from Any Given Sunday? That was Grandma Beeman. Let me show y'all this clip. Oh my God! And I have to narrate it for you because I wanted to make sure I took the sound out for copyright issues, man. But let me show you this video of the week from Grandma Beeman. Grandma Beeman gets the snap. She's running to her right, keeping the play alive. Oh, the defender is coming in. Grandma Beeman say, whoop, get your ass on. You too slow. Grandma Beeman throws it back. She got a tighter spiral than Justin Fields. Oh, she throws it in the end zone. Touchdown for Grandma Beeman. She continues to wow us with her greatness, ladies and gentlemen. Grandma Beeman is a demon. And that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure to do this show for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy watching this show as much as I enjoy doing the show. As I mentioned earlier, I hope you guys really enjoyed your Thanksgiving with your families and getting ready to make it through the home stretch before we all go on Christmas holiday. I cannot wait. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to me and Mike's podcast, Welcome to Mars, the Mike and Rob show at 7 p.m., where we will be talking about everything NBA and get a chance to talk about these in-season tournament games, especially the ones going on right now, with Milwaukee up 75-70 on top of Miami in the third quarter with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow, man. But until then, make sure you continue to fight for your goals, man. Fight for what you believe in, man. Because at the end of the day, that's all we got is $1 in the dream, y'all. Y'all continue to be good, and you already know the slogan, baby. We gone. There's a bigger fight going on. There's a much bigger agenda than the streets. And I know sometimes it's hard to see that far in front of us, but we have to look past the illusions, look past the delusions of grandeur, and look at the bigger picture. We need to become better versions of ourselves each and every day. Fight for what you believe in, because if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. We just getting started, baby. You guys know the slogan now. Hope you all have a great evening, and we go.